Record before I forget and get all excited. If you can put yourselves on mute. This is going to be a great presentation that you're going to be hearing about, about Canva and the Toastmasters brand. Our guest speaker is CJ Powers. Have the pleasure of working with him last year. Me and him are PR managers for our districts. So it's great to have him here to be presenting on Canva. And then he's a working professional as well. So I just want to give you a little bit of background on CJ Powers. He's a live streaming producer, writer, and director. He creates social media content for hundreds of companies each year. CJ has mastered SEO work and has learned the key tricks that makes memes and other social media visuals successful. To keep up with intense pace, CJ has shifted from Photoshop to Canva, which you're going to learn today, which has been reducing his workflow by 60%, which is really great. So I would like to welcome CJ Powers, and we will have a Q&A. So write down your questions, and then CJ, take it away.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Before we get started, can you all turn your videos on real quick so I can see who I'm talking to? And I would like to ask everybody to what degree you have experience with Canva, because I don't want to talk too simple or too complex. So what can we, I don't know what order to do this in.
I can call out names for you.
Fantastic.
Okay, we can start with Deborah Blackman Parrish.
Okay, so I'm the lucky one. How you doing? I just learned, I had heard about Canva prior to hearing about it during our VPPR Circle meeting. I still was shying away from it, pulled it up, looked at it, didn't do anything. And just recently, I created 3 different flyers. The issue that I have is when I make an error, going back and trying to correct it without having to do it all over again. The dimensions, it's a lot of little things, but I am really loving Canva.
Sounds good. Who's next?
Judy Weber.
Hi, everybody. I just purchased Canva about a month ago for my business. I own a photo business. And so I was toying around with it, only did something quickly, made an ornament with a logo. And then I saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, what a perfect opportunity to learn and then to also be able to use it for my Palos Heights Toastmaster group. So I'm eager to learn.
Yay!
Oh, next person is Trina Odo.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess I say I have basic knowledge of Canva. I used it several times with creating a presentation. So looking at the different themes and backgrounds that were available free of charge, I used them. So I kind of toggled around and learned a couple of the features on there. But from the experiences that I had, I really enjoyed it. And that's why I'm here tonight to learn more about it and to see what other usage I can get out of it. I know it's so much you can do with it, but at the entry level, I work basically with creating a PowerPoint.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Martha Brock Leffridge.
Hi, everyone. My inroad to Canva came as a result of my husband prompted me that I needed to learn another program other than cut and paste. And once I got the feel for Canva, I found out that it was the part that I had was free. And then I went ahead and got the pro version because I wanted to do more. So I'm here to see all the things that is new in Canva and to learn new things as well so I can do my ads for my 3 clubs that I'm a member of. Thank you.
Sounds
Thank you,
good.
Bonnie. Helen Tomska, I probably messed up the last name.
It's Tomchik, thank you. I have zero, and I mean zero experience with Canva. Don't even know what it is, but I'm pretty tech savvy, so I thought I'd join just to see what it's all about and where it could help me out be more productive.
Yeah, you will love it by the time we're done.
Great. Arturo Barnes.
Good evening, everyone. I know of Canva. I'm here for selfish reasons because I am transitioning from my 9 to 5, and I'm setting myself up to set up a business in affiliate marketing, and then setting up those ads. Yes. I'm setting up those ads. Canva will be a beneficial tool in helping me to make some shortcuts. So, CJ, we'll be discussing some things after this regarding affiliate marketing and SEO work, if you don't mind.
Not a problem. As a matter of fact, while we continue here, I will type in my contact information for everybody.
Thank you, Arturo. Then we have Maria Zapata.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I have been using Canva for about 2 years now. I have the free version, and that so far suffices for all my needs. I have been mostly creating flyers for all the 3 platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And there are some, I'm sure, advanced nuances that I'm going to find out. So that's why I'm here.
And feel free, as we go through this, we could take 3 hours easily. So feel free that if I'm glossing over something that you want more depth in, ask. If we have time, I'll do it. If not, I'll get you the information later.
That's right. Thank you.
Richard Weindover.
Hello, I'm really easy. I'm almost like Helen and Arturo. I know nothing. Thank you.
Okay.
Next person is Sheila Edens Brown.
Hey everyone, I'm very versed in it. I use it almost on a daily basis.
So you'll give us a few tips.
She's part of our PR team, and even Richard as well. Next person is Cassandra Griffin.
Good evening, everyone. I am in the know about it, but haven't done anything with it camp.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Tonya Jenkins.
Good evening. I'm here to learn more about it. I haven't done that much in it, so I'm here to become well versed in it.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Prince Lethbridge.
I'm what you call old guard. Illustrator, Photoshop, the whole Adobe suite. I figured I'd add another tool to my arsenal.
Adobe was like the king of kings for a long time until they started raising all their prices.
Mm-hmm.
So now people are looking for things that are cheaper and faster. Canva happens to be at the top of the list.
Yes.
So you'll love the tool.
Then we have James Larmy. Oh,
can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm double muted. Yeah, like if some of you have heard of Canva, but I've never used it, and I'm curious to find out what it's all about. So for the experts on the call, please bear with me. I'm going to be really slow in learning.
Not a problem.
Oh, thank you, James. And then we have Mamie.
There you go. You're off mute.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Hi. I am here to learn everything I can tonight, especially my weaknesses in marketing.
That's what I need to really concentrate on, because I don't know anything about marketing, too much about Facebook. So I really would like to learn how to market so I can get the club going like it's supposed to.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Mimi. All right, we have Bosco CRT.
Yes. So I have little to no experience, actually no experience with Canva. I just pretty much pulled up the website this morning when I saw the meeting invite. But I have a significant amount of experience with Photoshop and Adobe old school. And so I'm hoping to add that tool to my arsenal.
Yeah, you guys, you Adobe people are going to love the tool, not because it does everything that Photoshop can do, because it doesn't. But when it comes to the little things that you just need done now and fast, it is really fast.
Coretta Johnson. Thank you, Bosco.
Today I'm camera shy, but I'm here today because I would like to help my club promote their social media presence, and I'm trying to help build some flyers. And I learned about Canva just from receiving the invite. And so I'm really excited to learn how to design and play around with everything. And today I did watch a YouTube video on it. So I'm excited because I wanted to be familiar with it and be able to catch on quick to whatever you're talking about, CJ. So I watched a YouTube video, so I'm familiar with it from that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Great. And Ellison Crump. Now, I know she's driving. I know she put in the chat, she knows a little bit. So she knows about Canva,
Okay, that's fine.
but just a little. And then we have Jerry Tucker. There she is. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I am familiar with Canva. I hadn't worked with it, but I always looked at it and I clicked on it a few times and I've looked and I never went through with it, but I've repeatedly heard about it. So when I saw the invite, I said, wow, I knew that we were moving right along. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how to put those beautiful presentations together. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Do we have someone on the phone? If you wanted to, tell a little bit about if you know about Canva, if you use it.
Hi, this is Bev. Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Hi, Bev.
I'm sorry, I'm at work. I'm at work so I can get home and get on the Zoom. But I only have experience with the Adobe Acrobat. This is new to me and I'm excited and I'm trying to get home real quick so that way I can see the demo. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Okay, is that everybody?
Yes, that's everyone.
Fantastic. Well, I have to say, I get all tuckered out doing this kind of stuff. So I'm going to take a quick little break and be right back.
Long before there were hybrid meetings, long before there were virtual conferences, even before the internet, speakers had to travel around the world, travel around the country, meeting people face to face. They'd stand on the stage. Oftentimes, they would go to places where the people attending the meeting didn't even know what the speaker looked like, just heard of them. And this happened to Einstein. Einstein used to travel the world, he used to travel the country, giving these presentations. And many people never knew what he looked like until he arrived in the city. They had just heard of him. Well, Einstein traveled with the same driver all over the place, and they became very good friends. And after a while, one day, Einstein was having a conversation with his driver, and he said to him, "Oh, I'm getting so bored with all of these presentations. The same thing over and over and over again. I have to keep re-explaining everything to all these people." And the driver said, Sir, I mean, I hate to complain, but how do you think I am? Your board, I have to sit and listen to the same conversations over and over, the same presentations. I don't even understand what you're talking about. But I've listened to it so often, I'll bet you I could give the same presentation almost verbatim and not even know what I'm talking about. And Einstein smiled and goes, you know what? You're on. Let's try that. The next city, we'll swap clothes and you give the presentation. I'll sit in the back of the room. So they did just that. They arrived in this next city, they swapped clothes. The driver, dressed as Einstein, walked out and he was greeted with a great round of applause, a wonderful introduction. He stepped down on the stage and he gave the presentation almost word for word as Einstein, dressed as his driver, sat in the back of the room. Well, as it happened to be, in that audience was another physicist. Another physicist who wanted to make a name for himself. So what he decided to do was he was going to call Einstein out. He was going to try to stump him on a question. So as the conference was about to end, this man stood up, asked this question. The driver, standing in the front of the room with all eyes upon him, realizing he had no idea how to answer the question, but also realizing that this man was trying to stump the great Einstein. The man took a deep breath and he said, "Good sir, that question is so easy, I'm going to have my driver from the back of the room answer it."
Okay. Did you know Canva can create video?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a Canva video you just saw. I know you had no clue, did you? It's amazing what you can do with Canva in this day and age. So let's take a look. Here is something I threw together today. Can everybody see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. It's a simple introductory thing similar to a meme. And one moment I have to, this audio thing is going to drive me nuts. I got to turn it off. Okay, can you guys still hear me all right? All right. So this is a piece that I used at the head of a story that I wrote. And it has just a couple simple elements to it. The thing is that there's a picture here. There's a background picture. There's this title and there's this name. I'm going to show you basically how to build something like that, because that's something really easy to do. But first, I'm going to start with the exact same size and dimensions because I've already used it. Do you see the resize button in the top left here? I'm going to click on that. And
I'm so sorry. That part is not showing.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah. It's only showing the home page of Canva.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay, I clicked on the wrong thing maybe. Hold on a second. I'm glad you said something now. Now do you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so
yeah.
You see the words and you see a guy hanging from the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for checking with that, because I apparently had more than one Canvas screen open at the time. Okay, so again, can you see the blue outline? This is a picture. We got two title pictures and a background picture. So we're going to hit resize from the top left, and it gives me choices. If I want to turn this into a Facebook post, all I got to do is click on this button, and the thing automatically shifts and becomes Facebook dimensions. If I want to do an Instagram post, again, it'll automatically shift and become Instagram dimensions. You might have to tweak the artwork slightly, but for the most part, once you're done with your first version, all the other versions are very fast, subtle dimensional changes. But in this case, I'm going to go 400 pixels by 400 pixels. I'm going to copy and resize it. And there we are. We have the exact same thing that I had before, only it's a copy. So I'm going to just write on here, copy. Up in the top right-hand side, you have a title area. I'm calling it copy. Now in this title area, whatever you call it, it's a unique name and it's saved based on that. And when you go to output to calendars or to platforms, it's going according to that name. I'll get more into that with the calendar section in just a bit. But let's take a look at this. Let's first get rid of this background. I decided I don't like it. Now you see this guy here is just kind of suspended in a funny manner. Well, what you need to know is that he's been mocked up a little bit. Oh wait, he's a trapeze guy, right? Trapeze. How do you spell trapeze? So here's the original piece of art. You notice there's the trapeze here with both ropes. And you saw that in my version, I had to have him dangling there with just one rope. This comes with the sky, and I didn't want the sky because I wanted to use my own background. So what I did was I clicked on this. I went up here to edit image. I clicked on edit image. And there's all kinds of filters and things that you can use and sign up for. The vast majority of it's all free in the pro version. I don't know what it is for the non-pro version, but there's a background remover button. So if I click on the background remover button, watch this funny action over here. Look at that, got rid of the background. Now you notice this other rope is still here and I needed to get rid of that. So on the left side here, you can see that I have a brush to either fill things back in or so continue subtracting them out. I'm going to do the subtraction. You can make the brush size any size you want. And then you come here and you start wiping out the rope. And voila, the rope is now gone and it's down to just the one rope that I needed for what I was going to do. You click on done and there it is. It's identical. Isn't that fun? Yes, no? Okay, but before we get into the creation of more stuff, let's go to the home page so you know what it is that you're getting into. There's 3 different sets of menus here, which makes it sound confusing already, but it's really not. Up top here, you got the home button, the templates button, and it gives you a whole bunch to choose from, the different features and things that you can learn from so that they actually have courses and things like that that you can learn specifics. Down here, you have things that are more oriented toward what you're actually trying to design and a more button. Here on the right-hand side, you have a custom size button. So if you click on that, these are the last custom buttons I've made, but you can type in based on pixels, or you can go inches, millimeters, or centimeters. So you pretty much create the palette that you want. If you're going to do something that needs, high quality, you can always build it bigger than you need it and then reduce it down later. Down here, they say you might want to try, and then they give you a bunch of things, and these change depending on the kinds of stuff that you're working on or what they think you might have need of. Now, I have made posters out of Canva. I have made little teeny tiny push buttons. Can you guys still see me on the screen, or are you only seeing the image of Canva? You can see me? Okay.
Yep,
So
we
I'm
can
going to
see
show
you.
you. Can you see my control deck here?
Yes.
this allows me to do different things. See that little smiley button right here? I pushed that button and it played that comedic sketch that you just saw a moment ago. So that my whole shop is pre-programmed into buttons. Well, these buttons, you can see they're actual pictures. And those are 72 pixels by 72 pixels. So in Canva, I can literally make the buttons I need from my electronics. So all I have to do is, someone's got a question that's on mute. Martha, did you have a question?
It's the terminology. You were saying the same as icons.
Yeah.
You made your own icons. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. But they're electronic versions of icons. So, okay. As you move down here on the page, you can see your designs, the ones that you've made. Oh yeah, here's one of my buttons. I'll just show you that real quick. Oh, here's a whole bunch of buttons I made in a row. So during a show that I do, this is the button I click on to show a close-up of me. This is a long shot. This one's a long shot with my name. You can see my name down here. And then here's my co-host and her long shot and close-up and her name, and on it goes. So those buttons took me probably about 3 to 5 seconds per button. And you can see here, if I scroll through real quick, 22 buttons. So I made about 22 buttons in 4 or 5 minutes. So that's why I say Canva is really fast. Now on the left side, you notice that going down to the tools area, there's a thing called Brand Kit. And this is an absolutely brilliant part. You can see my company logo is here. And when I loaded my company logo in, it automatically created these color chip charts. And these colors are the colors that are in my logo. So I saved that as a set of colors. So whenever I'm in Canva and I go into the colors that I need to look at, those colors are always available for me. Or down here are my official company colors. And down here, this J2D2 with the very unique colors, that's one of my customers. And the list goes on and on. For instance, one of the color sections I put in there was I put in all the Toastmaster colors. And I also did the same thing with fonts. So here you can see there's branded fonts, and you can upload any fonts you want. Here's the upload button. You can see I uploaded some Walt Disney fonts, but I had uploaded all the Toastmaster allowable fonts as well. So anytime I went to build anything in Canva for Toastmasters, I clicked on the Toastmaster fonts and Toastmaster colors, and I could create whatever I wanted based on that. Also down here with the tools, you see what's called the content planner. So I'll click on that, and you can see it is a calendar. Now, with the calendar, not only does it tell you some holidays and what's coming up, but you can also put in here the artwork that you have created, and you can program it to go wherever it needs to on the day that you specify. So I have probably, I don't know, 50 different Facebook accounts that I manage for people. And who knows how many Instagrams, et cetera, et cetera. The idea here is that if I create a piece of art, I want to immediately assign it to the calendar as far as what day it gets loaded to which site. It only takes a couple buttons to push, and then I can walk away. So for high tech automotive, for instance, one of the things I did for them is a couple of years ago, I spent 4 hours a day for a month and a half, and I pre-programmed 100% of their promotional campaign for all of their social media, all within that time frame, by pre-programming it into the calendar. And then I left. I was done with my job. But they watched for an entire year. They watched 5 or 6 things hit social media every single week, perfectly timed out. All of the art was stuff they had already approved way back in January. And it all played out beautifully. It was all by electronics. And their customers were amazed. They were like, wow, aren't you guys busy every week creating all that stuff? It's like, well, no, we actually hired a company that did it in 6 weeks and they were done. So you can do the same thing with Toastmasters. You can, any of the stuff that you know is coming up. For instance, you're going to be promoting the conference. You're going to probably be promoting some kind of TLI session. You know what's coming up. You know what's on the calendar. Create the stuff now. Load it into Canva so it releases the week that those things happen. And to me, that is like the best part of Canva. Okay, let's go back to doing a little design. We're going to create a design here. And you got a choice. You can create video, Instagram post, a card, a presentation, a logo, poster, and so on and so on. You can also just go in and edit your photos. But let's go custom again. And let's use the same 400 by 400 because that's used a lot for memes. All the companies have different specifications as far as what's the minimum size and what's the maximum size and what's the best size. So you want to do some research, but if you're not sure, just pick a template from Canva because Canva's template will work, guaranteed to work. I go with sometimes the smaller of the quality levels just so that I'm using up less hard drive space, but it doesn't matter. As long as you're within the high quality and the lowest quality possible, as long as you're within there, it's going to look great on Facebook or any of the others. So you can see right away the first thing that comes up in Canva is templates. And there's all kinds of templates, and you can just go on and on and on forever. If you want to get something specific, let's say you have a Thanksgiving party. Let's type in Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to hit enter. And now look, all the templates are Thanksgiving templates. See how fast that is? You got something to choose from right away. So let's say we're going to go with this one. I click on it. There it is. All I have to do now is change out these words in the type to be what I need it to say. Or maybe I say, well, this picture isn't quite what I want. Let's pick a different picture. If I come over here to the uploads button on the left, you see that allows you to upload anything you want to upload. And you can see I got tons and tons of pictures in here. Here's one of my clients. Let's say I need to put her picture in. So I click on it. I can get rid of the other picture. And I can just size this and position it wherever I want. And it gives me some grid lines so I know that that's perfectly centered. And there we have it. So now I can decide what else I want to do, or I can immediately click on the download button and I can download it and I'm done. I can also click on the calendar button in here and set it for showing up to be a little, Thanksgiving thing for her company. So let's show you the color stuff. Here's Thanksgiving. Let's say we want that to be a little bit different. There's a text color button up here. If I click on it, it brings up a full-blown color spectrum, so I can type in any hex code I want. Or I could just run it around and try different things. And you notice the picture is automatically changing with the changes I'm making. So you can decide if it's what you want or not. Or you can click on, like, there's one of my logo colors. I can see if that works. Now, what I'd actually do is I'd want to check what her company colors are, but I'd pull up her palette. So under the brand kit, you can put as many palettes in there as you need to, and, you know, work with Toastmaster colors. You can also have default colors. So let's say we wanted to go purple here, we could, or maybe bright orange is better for Thanksgiving. Oh, that doesn't work so well. I can also do effects on the type. So if I click on the effects button, it brings up a bunch of different kinds of standard effects that I can use. So here's one that outlines it and does a little drop shadow. Here's one that's a soft drop shadow. Here's one with a heavier drop shadow. And all of these, you can change the amount of transparency. You can change the offset of the shadow itself, the direction it's pointed, whether or not it's slightly blurred or if it's heavier. You can adjust all those things. If you have something with, I gotta change this to a different color, it's hard to read. Let's go dark. If you have 2 lines of text, you can highlight it, and then this button here, the spacing button, this one here, it's hard to see because it's covering the, this can change the up and down of the text. So you see how it moved, it's closer together, so that's almost touching. Where here, now it's really far apart, the Happy Thanksgiving. So you can adjust how the words work. If you don't like playing with that, then you can just type up 2 separate lines of text and just physically put them next to each other, which is fine too. And then of course, Control Z automatically undoes everything. Command Z or Control Z, depending on if you're Windows or Mac. Now here you have an Animate button. With the animation, you can determine how things come in. So watch the words Happy Thanksgiving and see what happens on some of these different things. And the reason for this is because you can output it as a GIF or as an animation. So you can literally change and alter how you have your item appear. So if in Facebook, if you've animated different parts of the meme that you're putting up, it will play back as an animated meme in Facebook, which looks really cool. I mean, it grabs people's attention very quickly. You can also shift over altogether and do this as a video. But let me finish going over these other things here. So I showed you on the far left that they have templates. They also have elements. So under elements, they have lots of different things. You got lines and shapes, you got graphics, you have photos, you have video clips, you have audio, because you can do video and audio now in Canva. You can also create cutout frames. So let's say I wanted to put this nifty thing here, and let's say I wanted it to be a picture, and the picture is this weird food. I just put it right over that weird thing, and now you notice it jumped inside of the template. So that was a cutout I positioned first where I wanted it, and then I swapped out the picture. And if I think, oh, you know, that picture's too dark, I really should have a different picture, I can just grab another picture, I can put it over it, and voila, it swapped it out again. So these are some really, really fast movement things. And now I can just grab this as a whole and move it, and it all stays with me. And if I wanted to reduce it down so it's not covering her face and put it off in the corner, voila, I can. Now, I hate to tell you this, but these are not the design and colors and stuff that I would actually do. I'm just throwing this together. So if you're looking for aesthetics, it's not happening today in this example. But I'm just showing you how the tool works. So you can you can, by clicking on show all, you can have this whole list at the top here, tell you if it's photos or graphics or videos. And if you want to look for something specific, you can click on the word photos, for instance, and then in the search bar, I can type up something like rocket. Oh, I typed that wrong, didn't I? Try it again, rockets. There we go. And now the only pictures that are going to show up are going to be ones that are associated with rocket. And this one looks kind of cute. So I'll put this one on the screen and maybe I'll move it over here to the side. So it looks like this is going to be whatever it is she's doing is going to be a something that rockets her to success. Get it? Ha, ha, ha. Okay. So now there's a rocket that's been added. So you can see how fast and easy it is to move these things around and to do that. And again, at this point, I could decide to animate, and I can, every one of these elements can have a different kind of animation. So I can look for the one that, you know, brings it in or out the way. Let's see if I can find, is there a, how about a landing? Anyway, you'd have to play with it and pick the one that you want to use for. And there's also a none button too, of course, so you don't have to animate anything. All right, so that's a really fast overview. So let's take questions at this point, and then we'll go into some more specifics. So who's got the first question?
I have a question.
Yep.
Martha, when you were doing the calendar, how far out can you post information on that calendar to be posted on one of the sites?
Well, I've done it for 12 months. I don't know how far you can go out. I'm going to guess 5 years, but it's a guess.
Wow.
It's a guess.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's great because you can look so incredibly productive and people are really impressed, but all you did was spend a couple of days doing it. And it just happens that the calendar is doing all the work for you.
Well, I need another program to go along with that calendar.
Just whatever platforms you're going to, you have to put in their password information so that it can actually put it up for you. So I use images. I use 600 pixels by 900 pixels for Pinterest. With that, well, let me rephrase it. Whatever is going to be your largest format, I would design your stuff for that first, save it up, post it to the calendar, then click on the resize button, pick your next smallest one. It will automatically shift your artwork around. Well, here, look. So we got 400 by 400 here. Watch what happens when I go to resize it. And this time, instead of going 400 by 400, I'm going to go, let's say I'm going to go 200 by 300. Okay, now watch what happens to the artwork. See how that happened? It took everything and made sure it fit into the 200 by 300. Now, because of the shift difference, I will pull this down. Maybe I'll move this rocket up. And now it looks like it actually belongs in the 200 by 300 format. So, but I don't have to reset every single element. If I was in Photoshop, every single one of these pieces, I would have to reset to the dimensions. But for Canva, it will automatically move them, and then you have to make slight adjustments. Now, if I want to go to something bigger after doing a small one, let's say I want to go to the 600 by 900.
That's Instagram.
Okay, so that one's not bad looking. That one actually kept the proportions pretty similar and filled it in. I've had it where you've had to kind of enlarge some of the pieces a little bit further, but it seemed to do it quite well. So we went from 200 by 300 to 600 by 900. And because those were proportionally the exact same numbers, it actually just reset the dots per inch and left everything in place.
The last question, when you were doing the calendar and you were scheduling something in advance, will you do a demonstration of something that you, let's say this is one of the ads that you're going to be using for the month of December, I mean, for the month of November, and it's going to be right before Thanksgiving. Can you show where you would put this ad in there twice for that month before
what?
Before Thanksgiving.
Yes. So here's the 3-dot menu on the top right. I click on that and it pulls this down, and I can either download this picture, I can share a link so that someone can give me approval on it. I can do it as a presentation or whatever. I can copy it to the clipboard. I mean, there's lots of things I can do. And you'll see that right now I have Instagram set up here, Facebook set up here, Twitter set up here, and so on. Here's a Facebook group, which is separate from Facebook page. And you got to see all, so you can click on see all, and then you'd see a sea of all the stuff I actually have. But we won't worry anybody about that.
I get the picture.
So I clicked on Facebook, and in this particular one, it's going to go to the Just Two Dads Talking Facebook, but you have a pull down here so you can select whichever Facebook one that you're referring to. This writing area allows you to write whatever copy you want associated with it. So a lot of times the imagery just is the fun, exciting, eye-catching type stuff, and some of the details of the event are in the typed area. And you get up to 5,000 words, as you can see. So Facebook gives you a lot. No one's going to read it if it's 5,000 words, but they give you a lot. Then I can publish it now, or I can click on the calendar button here. And now it pulls up the calendar. And if Thanksgiving is on the 25th, I guess, this month, and you want me to do it twice before then, so let's say I come over here to Friday the 12th, I click on that, I come down here to the time that I want to go, and whether it's AM or PM, and then once it's set for the exact time and the day, then I hit done, and I can go back to here to hit the Publish Now button. Now, that will only send this image to one place, which is kind of a problem that they have to fix someday. So because they know this thing is called this, remember this, how I told you the title here is really important. So what I have to do is before I do that, I should change the title. Instead of this being called Happy Thanksgiving, I'll now call it Happy Thanksgiving Facebook, or FB. And if she's also going to do one for Instagram, then it would be IG. And I have to save them out as separate items, because the calendar can only look for the one item to go to the one show date that you have established. So you actually have to save it as different elements.
Right.
Now, the easiest way to do that is this one is automatically saved here right now under Happy Thanksgiving IG. So if I again do the click to resize, and this time I click on the custom size that it already is, and I hit copy and resize, now everything is going to be 100% identical, except for, you notice it added in the size here for me. And I'm going to wipe out the size, and instead of the IG, in place of it, I'm going to put FB. So now it knows it's for Facebook. Now I can go back into the calendar and set the Facebook version. So that's the only drawback right now with Canva, is that you have to literally have a copy of each thing for each platform. If you don't like to do it that way, then what I do is I output the one piece and I use a different software for uploading calendar events. And there's a brand new one that just came out recently. Well, recently, it's a couple of years old now. That's incredibly inexpensive. And it starts with the P. I'm blanking out right now. But it allows you to take the one piece of art and then send it to multiple platforms. Where Canva only lets you take one piece of art to one platform. So you have to make copies to go to each platform you want to go to. So if you use that other software, you take the one piece of art and you send it to multiple platforms on the same calendar.
Okay.
Make sense? And, you know, we're talking about companies like Hootsuite or Buffer or any of those things that can go to multiple platforms. You can use those instead. But yeah, what's the one that starts with the letter P? It's really good, and the free version can do everything but videos. Once you go to videos, you have to pay.
It's not called, is it? It's not Pixel, is it? PXL, is it?
No, that's for photos. This is to send stuff out to different platforms.
Okay.
I can look it up. I'm blanking right now. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now I do have a question, because usually we do Q&A at the top of the hour of 7 o'clock. Did you have any other things that you wanted to show the class before we go into the Q&A?
Well, I was only going to plan on showing you how to build a video, but we don't have to do that. Clearly, there's only so much time, and you can tell that the software has a ton of possibilities.
Yeah,
So why don't we do the Q&A? And
okay. All right. And if we have some time, then we can have you show us how to do the video if it's not that long. I do have Judy Weber, who has a question.
Yep.
And you can unmute yourself.
Hi.
How are you?
I am a collector of fonts. So I use my fonts in many programs on my laptop. Do I need to load them into Canva, or are they already available for me on my laptop?
That's a real good question. Officially, you have to quote load them, but I don't know what it does to load them, because I don't think it actually loads them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of a pointer system. So if I were to let's click on this Happy Thanksgiving thing and let me highlight it. There's a pull down here of the type fonts, and they have the recently used ones. They have the uploaded fonts, and then the popular fonts. And then when you keep on going down, you get into all of the other fonts that are available. And they're alphabetized once you get down that far. So there's probably 200 fonts here. Well, maybe more actually. So it's only really the specialty ones. So like when I did this Disney type stuff, I had to upload that. But again, I don't think it was a real upload. I think it takes the instructions of what the font is, and then I think it has its own font program that loads it in. So, but it might be an actual load. I mean, fonts are really just text anyway, so it's small data. So
it does have a lot of fonts there already. So I don't know that I can identify fonts very well. So that would probably suffice for me.
Yeah. Oh, you have about 300 to choose from. Trust me, it's plenty.
Right. But some of my programs automatically, whatever is on my laptop, it can identify.
It automatically sees it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So we have Helen, who has a question.
Yeah, so my question is, if you're going to canva.com and you're utilizing the free program, do you have to create an account for it to be able to recognize all the titles if you're going to go back into it and pick up a title, a previous title?
Well, you have to sign up regardless. So you do end up with an account. It might be a free account. Now I have the pro version, but the pro version was on sale when I got it for like $90 for the year or something like that. And since I use it as much as I use it, that was a drop in the bucket. I think also when I set up Canva for District 30 Toastmasters, I set it up for 10 people to use simultaneously. And I got them to donate it to our organization. So District 30 right now has Canva for free for 10 people simultaneous users.
Okay, thank you.
So you might want to consider contacting Canva and asking for the free version for District 103.
Got it.
While you were talking, CJ, I was trying to look up the social media scheduler. You weren't talking about Publer, was you?
Yes, that's the one.
That's
yes.
the one.
Publer, yeah. That's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
I never
That's
heard
it.
of it.
I know it was new to me the other day too, but I've been testing it out, and it lets you to do a ton of platforms. The only restriction is you have to get the paid version if you're going to upload GIFs, animated GIFs or videos. But if you're just doing memes and that type of thing, yeah, you can't go wrong. It does a great job.
Great.
Of course, I don't know what the pro version costs, but who knows? Maybe someday I'll get that one too.
Right.
But yeah,
Did you spell that name, Publer? Does it spell like you making it sound?
Yeah, it's like publishing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Publer. Yeah, Publer.
Yeah, that's what I got. Okay, thanks.
Yep. Yeah, I was amazed that they had a free version that actually did as much as it did. So
it's amazing.
Who's got the next question?
Let me check in the chat to make sure we didn't miss anyone. Now I know that I tried to get the free licenses for District 103. Now for the clubs, can they get like a discount on Canva for their club?
Only if no, they cannot. You either get it for free or you use the free service. Yeah. So let me clarify. So when I got it for District 30, I got the pro version for free for 10 people. And it's an annual thing, and I had to fill out paperwork. I had to qualify. It was like doing a grant, paperwork for doing a grant. But we got it, and we have literally saved about $1,500 a month because of all the, a year, not a month, a year, because of all the stuff that we've used it for and have done. As far as the free version, everybody can sign up for the free version, and you're just limited to the special effects that you can do. The pro version has so many more high quality pictures and arts and templates, and they give you your money's worth, no doubt, because I think it's only $10 a month for the pro version, or X number of dollars a year.
Great. Any other questions? I know we got about 11 minutes.
Looks like Maria and Martha both have questions.
Okay, I do see the hands put up. Maria?
Thank you. So I have the Canva free account, and one of the things that I have to do is when I create the image or the flyer, I use the Instagram post template, but then I download it as a JPEG or a PNG, and I use Hootsuite to schedule it, and I always get an aspect ratio error. And so then I have to go and edit it in Hootsuite to get rid of that error, because otherwise I can't post. Is there something that from what I've given you, that I could be doing wrong, or?
Boy, that doesn't sound, what the error is called what again?
It says you have an aspect ratio, the Instagram allows,
Okay,
between
is it an Instagram post or an Instagram story?
posts.
Post, okay. So that's 180 by 180. Or 1080, I'm sorry, 1080 by 1080 pixels, right?
Okay, because I normally create it from just like an Instagram template, say this is your, right, start with the template. So that's why I'm surprised that I get the error, but I'll double check that it's 1080 by 1080.
Yeah, that's the dimensions right now for them. However, they also take 1920 or 1080 by 1920. But that's for story usually. Let me double check the story's dimensions. Yep, that's for story.
Mhm. Okay, all right.
So yeah, you'll want to double check that to make sure they can receive.
Because you can't use a content planner on the free version, correct?
On the what?
You can't use a content planner on the free version of Canva? That's why I use Hootsuite, because it's free to post, to do content planning.
Hootsuite is free?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
When did they go free? Or is it limited to how many platforms you can go to or something?
Yeah.
No, it's the three of them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And that's the reason why I use them, because I can post to all three and not worry about it.
Okay, well, they must have changed it. I'll have to look into it again because Hootsuite used to cost $40 a month if you actually wanted to post anything more than one at a time.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll look into that. Good. Sorry, I get to learn something too today.
Yeah, because I know Hootsuite is like, if you have more than like 3, you have to start paying. And I know she was saying here, if you have the free version of Canva, you can't use the content planner.
Oh, the content planner is not on the free version. Wow. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now someone asked also about LinkedIn. Yes, you can go straight to LinkedIn.
And then we have Deborah Blackman Parrish.
Yes, my question is, everything that you demonstrated today, is that free, or do we have to buy the premium package in order to do the things that you demonstrated today?
No, the demonstration I did was pretty straightforward and simple, so you can do that in the free one. The only question is whether or not they allow you to remove the background from the photo in the free one. They used to. I don't know if they still do.
Okay.
There's about 100 different photo apps for doing all kinds of crazy stuff to the photos for the pro version. And when I had the free version, at that time, they had like 2 that you could use, or maybe 3. And the background remover was one of them, but that was for the free version. It's very possible now that background remover is only on the pro version at this point. You know, it all depends on what they're trying to promote. And, you know, the free version gets different things to get you excited about things. And then the day comes where that's no longer available, and to keep it, you have to go to the pro version. You know how the free stuff works these days, right?
Yes.
They'll give it to you long enough that you like it, and then
you're ready to graduate.
Okay,
Martha's got her
another
hand
part
up.
of that question is, when you did the Happy Thanksgiving and you used a template that was already there.
Yep.
Does that also work if you're using any of the photos that Canva offers for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I'm not quite sure what your question is. When you're wanting a photo and you're in the free version, you click on the elements button here on the far left. And then there's a see all button, so that you can get to this button here that says photos, and click on that. And now you see all the photos that are available to you.
Okay.
And what's nice is that if you want to do a search, let's say you want Christmas, and you click on it, Now you get this filter pad here to the right of the search. You see the little filter pad with the 3 lines and 3 dots? If I click
Yes.
on that, I can come down here and I can click on free. So I'm only going to see the free version. Hit apply filter, and there's all the freebies.
Oh, okay.
If you want to use a pro picture, you can see that they have a little, can you see my mouse here with the little crown and the word pro next to it?
Yes.
If I click on that and I'm in the free version, I can still use it, but it's going to get a little funky looking because there'll be a little Canva word across it, remind you that you don't own it yet. And then when you go to output it to the download area, it will give you information about how much that use of the picture costs you in the free version. So let's say this one happens to cost $1. I click on it and then it knows to bill me $1 for the use of that one photo. If I'm in the pro version, it's free. But if I'm in the free version, I can still use the professional photos as long as I pay for the use of each one.
How much is it to have Canva? Is it a yearly? I know you said you got a discount. Is it a yearly fee or is it a monthly fee?
You can do it either way, but I think it's less than $10 a month.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just don't go to Starbucks once a week.
Exactly. And I have the pro, and I pay $12.95 a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thankfully I pay less.
Unless you got grandfathered in.
One of the things I've learned about this industry is that, when you see a price, you can be assured that the next time you see it, it will be higher. So if you're thinking about doing something, take it while the price is low. Now there might be, you can double check, but there might be a Black Friday sale, and Canva might do a special thing. So you can always, that's just a few weeks away. So you can give that a shot. All right, it looks like we got more hands up there. Prince, you've been waiting patiently.
Now, one thing I've got a question about is, can you do certain effects within the lettering?
Well, you can, I have used layers of letters to build effects, and I've also used, they have a photo area. Let's see if I can find a template for you real quick. Oh, I still have the Christmas thing up. Sorry, hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it for you. Frames and grids, they have what's called frames and grids. And one of the frames is the alphabet. So if I wanted to build something out of pictures, I can take any picture and I can stick it inside of the letter frame. And now look at this. I got the letter F as a picture, although I picked a terrible picture for it, but you get the idea. You can also do different things with shadows. You can do different things with the effects. So if I click on this and I go to edit image, again, they have all kinds of different effects that you can see. That you one that liquefies, one that slices. If you want a screen thing or something drippy, color mixtures. I mean, they give you a lot of options.
What about gradients?
They do have gradients. I have to be honest and say that their pre-built ones like this duotone, for instance, is actually faster and easier to work with. If you actually try to build the gradient yourself, I'm gonna, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm gonna recommend you go to Photoshop. Well, Photoshop really gives you the controls you need if you're gonna be that sophisticated in your work. So
I know this is a great event, and if you want to stay on longer, you can. We'll be going over it because I know that Martha has questions, and anybody else have any questions, you can stay on. So that's okay. So if you want to stay on, stay on. If you have to go, we do understand. But thank you for coming if you do have to leave.
All right, so now that we've had the official goodbye message, what else can I do to help you folks?
You can answer my question. My hand is still raised.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So I've been looking at Canva, and I was also looking at what's integratable inside of Canva. What program we can use to make things easier. And I was looking at Jarvis. Are you familiar with using these two together, where the content creation?
Yeah.
Yes?
So yes, I use Jarvis daily. Jarvis is a whole different ball game though, because what you want to do is you want to, if you're going to use special promotional copy or things like that that draw on the emotions of the people to read and look at your stuff, get it refined inside of Jarvis and then just copy and paste the text into it, and that'll work out really well for you.
And it's really ideal if you own a business and you want to have these nice little cute sayings or inspirational messages.
Yeah, the nice thing about Jarvis is that it actually will do it based on SEO and keyword and all the different things like that is going to draw the right bots within the social media presence to your item. So when you create the thing according to Jarvis, the readership you're going to get is going to be way higher than if you just threw something together yourself. So yeah, by all means, combine them. Who's got the next question?
I have a question. Now, Jarvis, is that just a software of its own? Because I've never heard of it.
Well, that's for copywriting.
Copywriting.
So
okay.
if you want to write a blog post or a business letter or a landing page or any kind of social media content, a Twitter sentence, even, I mean, it will check the internet, figure out based on what you want to say, figure out what is the best way to say it, even recommend word choices for you. Now, it's not foolproof. It's really to help you generate ideas and get you moving a certain direction. It is not supposed to be your solution. Grammatically, sometimes it's way off. There's a Hemingway app, and there's also Grammarly. I can't even pronounce that. Grammarly, and both of those apps help out. Hemingway I use to find out what age bracket I'm writing to. If I go to write a blog post, I automatically write it, some age level like 18 or 21 or something like that. And frankly, I have learned the hard way that you do not want to put anything on the internet that's older than 11 years old. And if you can get it down to 9 or 8 years old, you are better off. So the vast majority of the people using the internet only have an English understanding about 8 or 9 years old. So I use Hemingway to take whatever it is I've written to help me get it down to an 8th grade level, not age level, sorry, 8th grade level. I throw you off because I was talking age 21 and 18 and stuff, but it's based on grade levels. So you want to have it 8th grade or younger for anything that you write for the internet. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on 90% of the people that are reading your stuff.
I know we don't want to get into the semantic part of all of this, but what you just said, I totally disagree with you. I'm not going to dumb it down any of my material. I'm too smart. I'm kidding. I'm
You know
kidding.
what? You might be very smart.
I'm kidding.
But there's a reason why people were absolutely blown away when Donald Trump got into office. And the media did a huge study to figure out how he pulled it off. And they found out that everything that he said was at the 7th grade level. And they realized he was the only candidate that everyone could understand. So it's not about brains, it's about who's listening. Maria.
I'm having a hard time understanding how I can dumb it down. I mean, is that by me choosing more basic terminology? I mean, because I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, now I know what my problem is. You know, I haven't, I've made to maybe.
So I can, I can give you a quick example. Let's say you want to have a phrase that you're gonna do a TLI program, and you're going to offer numerous classes. Well, numerous is actually a higher vocabulary word at an older grade level. If you said we're going to have many classes, that's down around the 8th grade level. So are you going to use the word numerous, or are you going to use the word many? Many is 8th grade. Numerous is 14th grade. There you go. It's that simple. Word choice.
Okay.
Hemingway.app, I think it is, or something like that. Just Google it, Hemingway app. It's free. You can make use of it. It's a fantastic tool for figuring out grade level. It'll also tell you, some other interesting things about how you write too. Whether you're writing passively or actively and all that kind of good stuff, you know.
Okay.
Does Coretta have a question?
Yes, I do. I wanted to know, is there a way to turn a low res image into a high resolution with the free version?
Yes, it automatically happens. So when you are you going to import something that you already have to work with?
Yes. Like I was thinking about, like, you know how sometimes when you take a picture and then it looks like it's a low resolution.
Yeah, that's because it probably is. Yep.
You want to make it look better.
So here's a picture here. And this is the actual size picture and the actual resolution. Now watch what happens when I stretch it.
Okay, that looks better.
Okay, now that actually looks pretty decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening is that Canva is using an algorithm to fill in the differences in pixels. So now when I output this, it's going to be outputted to, remember, I put it in, I created this shell that it's in. I created it as a 400 pixel by 400 pixel, right? So it's going to output as 400 pixels by 400 pixels.
Okay, that's pretty good. And then I was also thinking about, you know how for Toastmasters, all the clubs have their own Toastmaster website?
Yes.
Is there a way for, I guess, the pictures when you upload it to be an idea size, or do you have to really play around with it to get your photos to look really good when you put them on the page? Like when people, like for example, some people have websites where they put like pictures of the club members together, or if they win a contest.
Right. So this actually is a picture from the website back when I used to be on the team that did the website. You can, if you go to, I don't know how much of it is still there. The new PRM has revamped so much of what I had worked on. But if you go to d30toastmasters.org, there might be some buttons there still. Well, actually, you know, let me see, can I stop this and reshare? I can just go to a website real quick and I'll show you. Let's go to this one. Oh, shoot. I thought this was gonna, oh wait, yeah, it can, you can still see this, right? Okay, can you see that?
Let me see here.
Okay, see these buttons here?
We don't see it.
We
Yeah,
don't. We don't
which
see your
one?
home page.
You're on the Canva page still.
Really?
Yep, the
Yes.
home page.
All right, let me stop it and reshare again. Okay, do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so these are buttons. You just, as you go across them, they pop out and do all kinds of fun stuff. This is all Canva buttons. Every one of these was made in Canva. Some look better than others, but it's Canva nonetheless. And then let's say we want to do club mentoring. Let's click on that for a moment. Oh, I'm sorry. They they wiped that out. Well, that was one of the areas they wiped out. Let me see if I can find a different area that still exists. You know, everyone's got to make their own mark when they're in charge of something. Let's try this. Okay, so you see all these awards? These are all that's all Canva. And that Canva does pretty cool, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here if I got, I don't know if any of this other stuff is still in place or not. Yeah. You know what? I'm sorry. They've changed so much of it when the new PRM took over. That's about it. See this Toastmasters logo up here? That's actually a Canva version of the logo. And we had 3 different versions of Canva that we used for the logo. Let me see if I can see anything else here real quick. Let's see if this area is still intact. Yeah, okay, see all these buttons here? And see how they turn colors and tell you what they are so you can click on them?
Mm-hmm.
All of that's Canva. And each one of those buttons here, I created a very specific dimensional shape for them. Each one of these photos are just straight off of the website, the Toastmasters website. And then all I did was I put a background color on, I threw the photo on, and I put the words on. That's it. I mean, these things took, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes. The more complex ones took 4, and the easy ones took 1. I mean, it was really fast to create the stuff. And this kind of buttons, when I was doing it in Photoshop before, it'd take me 20 minutes a button. So in Canva, it takes 2 to 4 minutes.
It really cuts down time a lot.
Yeah, saves me a ton of time.
Yeah, because I know I use Canva for our thumbnails for the website. So last year for our contest, so it was really good. You know, you can just put a photo, fade it out, put text on top. You know, that's the great thing.
So I made an entire magazine on Canva.
Wow.
And in fact, let me see if, okay, I don't know if I can change, if you guys will still see this or not, but let's try it. Okay, can you see that okay or no?
Yes.
Okay, so here's some more buttons, by the way. This is on my own website, little buttons I highlighted. But I'm going to show you something that will probably blow you away. See the sales sheet here? It's probably too small for you to see. Maybe I can download it here. I don't know if, tell me if you can still see the sharing or not. Can you see the big version of it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is all Canva. This whole thing is Canva.
That's really nice.
Isn't that incredible? So I just created an 8.5 by 11, and then I put in this information. These are little icons I used and copied, but it's all Canva. And just for the fun of it, we sent it to the printer to see what it would look like as a printed piece. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. So you can do just about anything you want with Canva.
That's great. Now I did put your contact information in because I know a lot of people have more questions for you. And this was really great information. Even I learned a lot. I don't gonna lie. And I'm like a social media queen, and I just can't wait to just jump in. And
That's too bad I'm not an affiliate, so I get money.
Right on. And so what I did was the software that you did mention, Publer, I put that in the actual chat. The Hemingway app is in the chat as well for everyone to, to try it out. And then, I know everyone's going to be wanting to look at the replay. I'll make sure I send that replay out for everyone to look at so they can start using Canva, which is great. And this is
it's a great tool. I use it every day. So I used to be a Photoshop guy. I used Photoshop every single day. And then it got to the point where it was like, you know what? 95% of what I do, Canva can handle.
Yes. It's amazing.
If you're going to photo retouch, still go to Photoshop.
Yes. And it's amazing. There's so many opportunities of doing a lot of things that I didn't even realize that you can do. You just have to just take the time and just look at it. Yeah. So I know that we're at time now, and I just want to thank. Oh, are you still there, CJ?
Yeah. Can you not see me all of a sudden?
Oh, it looked like you had disappeared off my screen.
No.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah, I did not run away. I thought about it, but I stayed.
Yeah, so I'm so glad that everybody stayed. I think this was a great series events for our VPPRs because I know we have open house club contest that's coming up. We also have the TLI conference, you name it, we're doing it here in D103, and we just appreciate all your time and sharing what with D103 VPPRs, and we really appreciate for coming.
Well, you know what? It was a pleasure when I was serving our district, and of course, you and I were buds of part of the region.
Yes.
So I'm more than happy to help you out when I can. But folks, as far as the software and stuff goes, you'll find out that you only need to know how 10% of it works to do probably 50% of the things that you want to do. And then when you're ready, you want to go a little deeper, that's when you start exploring and experimenting, and you'll be amazed at everything that is available through Canva.
Exactly. Cool. All right. I hate to end the night. Good Lord. It's just such a great event.
Thank you, guys. This was a really great session.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, CJ.
Appreciate it.
Valerie.
Yeah, it
And
was. Thank you,
Cassandra-
CJ. Yeah.
And Cassandra Griffin, she's a former VPPR and a PR. I think she was the PR manager for D30. I remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, well, thank you everyone for attending. Our next, hold on. The next
I'll
one is
see you
going to
later.
be December 1st. And thank you, CJ. And so December 1st is going to be the next one. And we did get some surveys that were filled out from some of our VPPRs. And I know yesterday was the deadline to fill out the survey. If you haven't filled out the survey and you want to send an email to prm@d103toastmasters.org, because we really want to hear your voice, because your voice really matters. And we really want to bring, and this is the reason why we brought Canva, because we did hear from some of you that you really wanted to learn how to utilize this tool. And so that's the reason why we had CJ come on. And because I worked with him last year and we always exchange our ideas, he was just the best choice to bring on, just to, to teach everyone. And just want to thank everyone. And I put my email in the actual chat, prm@d103toastmasters.org, if you want to fill out the actual survey, so your voice can be heard. And let me just end the recording. I'll make sure that everyone do get a copy of the recording.